Hello guys, and welcome to another Titans tutorials. Today I'll be going over how to do pop-out avatars, like, you know, video game characters popping out of the logo. Alright, so at first you're gonna be like, how do I get this 3D looking avatar? Well, you're gonna have to have Cinema 4D, which is another program that you can get online. You don't really need to know how to use it to get this. All you need to do is look up tutorials on how to make a 2D logo into a 3D logo. Then you'll get this type of looking logo. So before you even start this tutorial, you're gonna have to learn how to use Cinema 4D. Alright, well, if you do know how to use Cinema 4D and you do have a 3D logo, well, you can get started right now. So yeah, first you're gonna have to find a picture that you can use for a pop out. I'm gonna use this ninja looking picture because it's pretty cool, and let's get started. So first you're gonna have to place your photo into your project, and you're gonna want to make sure it's a good size, enough to fit over the whole logo, because if you have it like clip mask overlay and it's like this size and you have that part popping out and it looks really stupid, so you're gonna have to find a picture that fills the whole entire logo, and you're gonna want to place it so where you can get a good view on what it's gonna look like when it's popping out. So yeah, so you got your picture and you just placed it onto your document. You're probably wondering, what do I do now? So you're gonna go to your picture, you're gonna hold Alt, and then you're gonna click right in between the picture and the logo, and it's gonna place itself onto the logo. And right now it looks okay, but you're gonna have to do another step, and that step is to go where it says normal and then go to overlay. So now you can see the edges of the 3D logo, and that's what you want. So for this next step, you're gonna have to use the pen tool, which is probably the most versatile tool out there. You're gonna be using for Photoshop, and you're gonna want to learn how to do that, or use the pen tool, before this tutorial also. I'm gonna go over this real quick, and it's gonna be fast forwarded, but if you want me to make a pen tool tutorial, I will. Alright, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, I just finished this pen tool. I closed the path, the last path you need to close it, obviously, and we had this result. As you can see, the part that I want popped out, or to pop out, is outlined with the path I use for the pencil. So you're at this part, and we're gonna continue from there. So you got your picture. You probably should have done this before, but you right click on their picture and press rasterize so you can actually cut it out of the picture, otherwise you won't be able to. My fault for that. But what you want to do now is right click on the screen, make selection, make sure this is 0, and press OK, and you have a selection of your pen tooled object, and then you go to filter, or sorry, select and inverse. So when you press delete, it deletes everything on the outside except the part that you pen tooled. So you press either backspace or delete, whatever you want. So you have this so far. I didn't do a very good job with the pen tooling because it's just a tutorial, but you're probably going to want to do your best job and get all the edges good. So you have your object here. For this pop out, it's probably not a good idea to have all this stuff on it, but usually I just use people standing up, so their like legs go into the avatar, so you can just cut it off at this point. But for this one, you could probably make an easy adjustment just by moving it somewhere or making it smaller so it fits. but you're gonna have to leave it, or I'm gonna have to leave it because you're not using this picture obviously. But yeah, so I'm just gonna cut off the bottom of this so it's in the avatar. It's gonna cut off the leg, but whatever, you need the leg. And yeah, so it's popping out right now, but this is on the top, so we're gonna move it up a bit. Alright, we're gonna want to remove this little part. It's probably gonna happen to you too when you move stuff around and you pen tool it. Part of the picture stays, so you're gonna have to delete that part of the picture if you don't see it. Alright, so you have your little pop out ninja right here. You're gonna want to double click on the layer, and then you're gonna want to go to drop shadow, and then what I usually do is make the distance 0 and just change the size so it looks like he's next to the logo and it has a shadow behind it. You're not gonna want to like have it really big because then it just looks weird, so have it around maybe 12, 15, but you get the gist of it. And alright, so what I usually do next is duplicate the layer that's on top of the logo and put it underneath the logo and make it normal. And then you do Control T to transform it, and you want to go to the corner and hold Alt and Shift. So Alt and Shift allows it to size from the center of the anchor point right here. Otherwise, if I just hold Shift and it sizes like that, but I want it to just be in the whole image correctly. And then you want to decrease the opacity around maybe 30ish, so you see it but it's not too overwhelming. Yeah, I'm gonna move it down a little bit, around 25, 28. Alright, so you have your background now. You're gonna want to use either gray, black, or white background, or it just depends on the color scheme of the overlay, the picture you use. So it's like if the picture is warm colors like red, orange, and yellow, you maybe want to use a red background, so just contrast with the picture. But gray, I use gray a lot, like probably the most color I use for Photoshop or in graphics in general. I use it a lot because it just goes with everything and it looks great in the background. But that was a designer tip for you guys. Anyways, past this part, it's pretty much up to you what you want to do with it. I usually add some effects and color correction, whatever you want. I'm not going to show you what I do because I don't want you guys to copy, but yeah, just do what you want, make it look cool, you know, use your text, type in, you know, your member's name or your name, Titan, use a cool font. Don't use like Batman Forever because no one likes that font except newbies, which some of you probably are newbies, but just don't use Batman Forever font. Just please don't. I'm going to use, I guess, a lobster. It's a nice looking cursive font that I use a lot for these. I already have a pre-made name for this avatar, but I'm just going to show you how to make the font look like that. Little cool gradient with the drop shadow and stuff. Let's go to the font. You want to double click on the font to change the layer style. And you want to go to gradient overlay and click on the color of the gradient, and a gradient menu pops up where you can change the color. If you click on the black box or the white box, you can click color, change the color of it, and go with a nice gray, because I use gray all the time. Yeah, that looks good so far. And maybe a stroke, make it 1, no, make it 2, decrease the opacity a little bit, and then you can do a good drop shadow. What I told you before, distance 0, size. Actually, you can use distance because it looks better with font. Spread. Make it spread like 9. Increase it. So it has a nice drop shadow to it. You want to make it a little bigger so you can actually see it when you put it on Twitter or something. Not that big. Around 120. Yep, that's good. And you have your simple pop out avatar. If you guys enjoyed and you learned something, please like and comment on what you want me to do next. This is my first take of the commentary. This isn't like a second take. I'm trying to get better at commentating, guys, so if you enjoyed, please